you kind of should know where the pendulum will swing. I mean, you can predict it. Predict it so that probably you will just have to enjoy the shock when your prediction doesn't go. Me, I'm waiting for that shock. I haven't sort of, that shock, the shock of when I will go live, I will just be like, and everybody will be like, Mayegu, we told you, the God of Kiniko. I say, I agree with you. God bless you. That shock, that's what I'm waiting for. Or if their tribunal come out and say, technical Kiniko, I'm sorry if you see my face that day without much shock. Don't think I'm kind of inhuman when you see that day. Because I will be like, I'm not surprised. None of this surprises me. It's not because I find it good predicting them, because it's nothing to actually predict anyway. It's just that people are trying to avoid believing what the end goal will be by kind of creating an alternative scenario so that they won't have to worry about the end of where this is headed. But I don't want to create alternative scenario. I want you to see the event that is happening, the actors, so that you yourself will not have to create any alternative scenario, right? You'll be able to say, well, this is what they are doing, or this is where this whole thing is going. Maybe if we are worried enough, we can stop them, because that's where we are still going. Ability to be able to stop them. The strength in numbers to be able to stop them. We will stop them if you know why we have to. That's what I'm doing. Okay. It is it was our local, from our local to any Lomo. Now everybody is in touch now, or talking about any Lomo. I heard that some of them are now saying, imagine an Agbadomite or Agbadorian, Lagos Abobaku or Oshogbo Alimajiri, or maybe the crumb beater, crumb chaser, Aslika, or Ricer, or these guys alone. Things are touching everybody that they are now feeling like, you know what, Akabi must do fast, bring this palliative quick, we want to, if not, make tribunal do something, maybe tribunal should do something, Kiloko Agbadorians with tribunal. Omitik ben you was snail lenu. You don't say snail mouth na front today. You can't open the mouth because you realize snail, how omitik ben you work bilenu. How water take enter your mouth? We no see you open mouth na from back. Things don't change you. Oti do you and they you. Like Olu said. But some are still very much headstrong. They are hoping. I just know that Ashiwaju will succeed. And that's why Ashiwaju has told you, wait till 2024. I'm sorry to annoy you again. We need to go back to that charade. There are a few things there I want to talk about too. Please. Olu.
Cultivation of 500,000 hectares of farmland and all year-round farming practice remain on course. To be specific, 200 billion out of the 500 billion approved by the National Assembly will be disbursed as follows. Our administration will invest 50 billion each to cultivate 150,000 hectares of rice and maize. 50 billion each will also be earmarked to cultivate 100,000 hectares of wheat and cassava. This expansive agricultural program will be implemented targeting small farm holders and leveraging large-scale private sector players in the agri-business with strong performance record. In this regard, the expertise of developed financial institutions, commercial banks, and microfinance banks will be tapped to develop a viable and appropriate transaction structure for all stakeholders. Fellow Nigerians, I made a solemn pledge to work for you, how to improve your welfare and living condition. It's of paramount importance to me, and it is the only thing that keeps me up day and night. It is in the light of this that I approved the infrastructure support for the states. This new infrastructure fund will enable states to intervene, to invest and reinvest.
70 years old man. It got you. Jesus is Lord. Jesus. Woman got you. Continue. 70 years old man. He got you. Jesus is Lord. Jesus. Woman got you.
He carry me, they go. Call you, carry me, they go. I beg, carry me, they go, my man. But where again? Carry us, they go, your promised land. Papa, Emma J. What he is saying there is that 50 billion for 100 acres of land, Emma rice. 50 billion for 100,000 acres of land, Emma cassava. Cassava, Garia, and Ewa. So when he was telling you then, Kolu, when he said, recruit, Omo, 80 li obìnrin fi ń gbóhùn orò. In Ìjẹ̀bú orò. Na 80 obìnrin fi ń gbóhùn, 80 obìnrin fi ń gbóhùn orò. Owó fẹ́rẹ̀, òkú fẹ́rẹ̀. 80 lẹ máa fi gbọ́ owó yẹn. You have heard billion. Oko tó ń kó yín lọ leléyìí. Wọ́n ti sign signal yín for a while. I will repeat it.
And we are competing with armed robbers and the bandits to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and the other thing. Take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, àgbàdo, corn in the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here.
Demand and consumption. Here you get. Demand that is going to lead all of you out. He was in Benin Republic earlier today, by the way. Because they say Benin Republic, they do independence. And since Talon, that's Talon beside him, the guy that is holding Sunday Igboho, that's him. Not the one in the middle, the one next to the one in the middle, that's Talon. That is the one holding Oloye Sunday Igboho in Benin Republic. Now, as part of the West Africa, he is also leading the Benin soldiers to Niger Republic. Talon was there in Abuja earlier, by the way.
That is what is here.
Let's even leave that aside. NLC told Nigerians they were going to go on strike. We must have national strike. This hardship is too much. Kolu did not respect us. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a damn. The way they even talk to us, blah, 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 blah. I said they are lying, Are you with me? They no get delivered to call any strike against Kolu. It's not going to happen. Not the way they will do it. And Kolu was like, hey, what you are doing is illegal. You cannot go on protest because of what I just did. You are members of Labour Party. Okay? You call yourself NLC, Nigeria Labour Congress. So, you are also a member of the Labour Party. Therefore, your party candidate, Obi, said he was going to remove subsidy too. And you supported him that he should remove it. So you cannot protest against me. No, you can't. Yes, we can. No, you can't. Yes, we can. No, you can't. So they were doing that for the past few days. Yesterday, Bajabia Mole and Sudoku, Ribadu, sorry, I said Sudoku. Sudoku is a game, Abby. There's a game called Sudoku. Anyway, that's what came to my mind. Anyway, so yeah, Bajabia Mole and Sudoku, Ribadu, they met with the labor. Already change you. Konisi strikey. Listen to them.
Excellency, please, can we know the outcome of the meeting today?
We've been locked behind closed doors for a couple of hours. We had a good meeting. Issues were thrashed out on the situation in Nigeria today, in terms of the issues centered around government intervention on the situation in the country. And we agreed to adjourn till tomorrow. As you know, Mr. President is making a national broadcast today, anytime from now, actually. And based on what we anticipate that Mr. President will be telling Nigerians, we decided to adjourn this meeting till 12 noon tomorrow, before, I guess, Labour can decide whether or not they want to continue with their protests on Wednesday. But we believe that after tonight's broadcast, the President will speak to all the issues. He will roll out his interventions, and needless to say, we believe any reasonable person will tell you that at that point there will be no need for any protest.
What are some of the assurances the government give to the organized labor in view of their demands?
Well, I think we should just tarry a while and hear Mr. President out tonight. But I believe that essentially most of the issues will be addressed tonight. Yeah, I think the NSA is also here. He can speak to some of the.
Thank you very much. Well, the meeting was an opportunity for us to appeal to the labor leaders, and by extension to Nigerians, that we are facing difficulties and challenges, not our making. We inherited a very bad situation. Most of the problems that people are talking about is not the creation of this government. This government is barely 2 months old, 60 days, and since we've been facing these difficulties and challenges. We have a president, a listening president, an engaging president, a president who will want to have a conversation and react. And he's doing that. He's really, genuinely, honestly doing it. So what we are talking and what the appeal that we are making out to, just not the leaders, all Nigerians, please understand what is going on. Please give us that support that is needed and required. We are working. We are trying to change things. We inherited a very bad situation. We are trying to stop those horrible things that we witnessed in the past. We are trying to stop the killings, stop the attacks of the trains, stop attacks of our prisons, stop what they are doing, stop bandits, stop Boko Haram, ISWAP, and also the problem of our own neighbors across. We have huge challenges. We want to appeal to Nigerians. Please, give us a chance. Give us an opportunity. We are working. You have a working president, and he's saying, give him chance. We intend to be honest with what we are doing. We intend to be transparent.
What's going on, Christian? What's going on, Christian?
C'est ni pe gboro ti di kropoye everybody ló ti propoye yes c'est ni pe gboro ti di kropoye everybody ló ti propoye yes c'est ni pe gboro ti di kropoye everybody ló ti propoye yes c'est ni pe gboro ti di kropoye.
Ó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní pé ìgboro ti di propoye everybody ló ti propoye yes. Few years back, Sudoku was chasing Pablo because of his corruption. And when Pablo finally captured Sudoku, there's this saying in Yoruba, Àkùkọ mọ́lẹ̀ kọ̀lọ̀kọ̀lọ̀ kọ́tà. Sudoku is from Adamawa. Àkùkọ mọ́lẹ̀ ìyẹn ni àkùkọ Adamawa. Kọ̀lọ̀kọ̀lọ̀ body lawn. Baba, before you know it, a person will want to send the criminal to jail. Ended up as he ended up as the presidential candidate of the criminal's political party. Irony of life. Today, Sudoku didn't become a president of Nigeria through Kolu. Kolu is the president. Sudoku is now the NSA. Sudoku is now telling people about Ribadu. Ribadu. That's his name. Ribadu is now kind of telling people about the insecurity they are fighting. This one they are fighting. That one they are fighting. The president is caring for them. Blah, 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 blah. Ribadu. Because now smart thing now, before you know, people go to be like, what is wrong with you, Mayegun? You just changed the name. I can no longer even call him Ribadu anymore. I just call him Sudoku. There are some people who come here and say, I beg, who is Sudoku? Which one is Sudoku again? Different names, they just come. They don't really have to match. Sure you get. So don't take it personal. You know? You see, when you hear Buhari, some will say, why don't you just say Buhari? And I'm like, I know. I wish I could. I ask myself same thing, like, why can't I just say Buhari, Bokuwari? Why can't I just say Buhari, Bokuwari? So a lot of people are now like, Buhari. Say, but why don't you just say Fashola? Why do you call him Isaleko, Barack Obama? Or you get that one has so many names, okay? Ajangbadi Albert Einstein, Inspector Fash, Sherlock Holmes of Orile Agege, or Orile Agege Sherlock Holmes. Or First Stack 007, or what do you call the Agbara side? Agbara 007. That's Fashola like that. Pastor Ruga, that is Oshimbade. A lot of you probably will be like, why don't you just call him Oshibajo? I mean, just don't spoil it. Just say Oshiba. Say, Baba, so mad in it. Mama, why me? Not they whine me. That's how I want to call them. Sure you get. It took me a while, to be able to actually remember them. Fake Pastor Ruga, Ikene Shatabandu, Agbuwori Babaoja, special advisor to Bokuwari on condolences visits, burial arrangement, or trader money. And that is the one and only Pastor Ruga. Why don't you just why are you asking me that question? Like, why me? We have names for a lot of them. And the moment you feel uncomfortable because of those names, we know you are a closet ass licker, crumb eater, or crumb chasers, or rice. And for those abroad, we call those ones the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers, the Mumu Madus, Abrodian, Abobakus. The names are good. Just don't take offense, except if you are one of them. Why would you say that, sir? Ogbeni Kilo Trigger. Why are you angry? Like, are you one of them? Kilo Trigger. No, I'm not one of them. I just thought that you can be. Shile in shire, so shile one. Ever megba. Like, ejegba fun wiri. Physically, man, ko jegba fun any. Do you understand that? Like, so shile one, you enter this temple and you dey complain say they call people name. You dey mad ni. Like, joti mental ni. Short him only, that kind of thing. People be asking, short him only, getting shiri. What do you come around there? Mayegun to do to come? It makes my people kind of feel like they are like intolerant sometimes. They don't tolerate foolish people who pretend to have sense, Like, that's the temple. Anyway, it's a bit distraction, isn't it? No, not distraction, digression. It digressed a bit. Now let's take it further. What did NLC say after they met with Sudoku and Bajabia Mole? And then they had to quickly put something together for Kolu to say. When she might play video again because it's never finished. But here is what NLC say. Konisi strike ikoko. Elo get used to it. That's the point. You will get used to it. It will favor you and your family. Shami, because I'm even praying for you. This whole thing will favor you and your family. You have to get used to it, that something is going to happen to Sheikh Kolu, people will never start. May tribunal give judgment, eh? If tribunal say may continue, or more die in yell, Emiyala, NLC.
Yeah, Congress President, can we know the outcome of the meeting today?
Well, we just adjourned to listen to Mr. President's speech and then to continue our conversation tomorrow by 12 noon.
Will NLC go ahead with the planned protest?
Well, our peaceful rally will go on as scheduled. Even if we didn't have this problem and we decide to hold a rally, we still hold our rallies. So this rally has been fixed for 2nd, and we'll go ahead to hold our rally.
I don't know whether you were able to listen to parts of what the president said or is saying. I know one of your key demands has been the implementation of CNG. And the president is announcing that it's providing 100 billion naira for 3,000 CNG fueled mass transport. Will this have any impact on what you are doing?
That 3,000 will be for Lagos. And we have 36 states and FCT. So if that is, because I have not listened to it, if that is the situation, 3,000 buses, and that even will not go to rural areas.
He's also saying that he's going to monitor the impact of inflation and high gas prices. And if he may intervene
As part of macroeconomic policies or what? By the time you have a single market and then you are not having anything that has comparative advantage, you are even energy is import driven. And then how are you going to control it? How are you going to control somebody that exchange dollar at the extent of maybe 900? Are you going to tell him to sell at below the price? How are you going to tell even NEPA today, with the cost of production, not to increase tariff? Even corn in the villages that was sold at 18,000 by February, now is about 56,000. How are you going to control it? How you control the woman that goes from the house and transportation increase 3 times to reduce the cost of Gary? So we need to, understand all those things, probably because we have not listened to Mr. President's speech. By the time we listen to it, we understand, where that is going to. But it's important that you have mentioned this, for us to equally tell you how we have. And we're talking about practical economics. So unless you tell us the issue of checking the production, and then the refineries working, producing locally, the CNG option, taken care of, which will bring down cost of transportation. By the time you do all these things, you can gradually see, then what is the cost, purchasing power of the worker? Can a worker still go to work? All those ones, maybe that's why we say we listen to it and take them holistically, and continue the conversation.
Now, you have spoken about peaceful protest, but what are the measures in place to ensure that the protest is not hijacked by people?
Well, that one is simple. The NSC have been in the barricade for years. Our protest cannot.
Nigeria will see positive changes as we move along. Just go through these baby steps of pain. Baby step of pain. Me too, I'm taking
Baby steps of pain. How come the NSC chairman face is shine like that? Let's even start from there. Among our data, everybody they suffer. Why the guy they look like say he they live inside butter? Like say na butter they all in body can't they shine? Why chairman they fresh like that? But he also look tired. Did you see that? He looked tired. There's no strength he can come to show where there is going to be a fight. Hunger. Using hunger as a weapon. Can you hear what go? Some of you don't even know this. All this hunger, all this poverty you are seeing around, they are deliberate to weaponize hunger. Tí ebi bá pọ̀ lápọ̀jù, ó lè mú born again ìṣẹ́kù. You know that song? Eh? Tíṣẹ́ bá pọ̀ lápọ̀jù, ó lè mú born again ìṣẹ́kù. Some people say, ó lè mú born again ìṣẹ́ṣó. In English, they said, if the poverty is too much, even a born again can go and do money ritual. Born again, tó mọ̀ pé fire straight, you are going to like, none straight, no turning back. You say, Baba, if I get there, we'll go negotiate. This sufferness is too much. See, now 2 children will go use so. How many children you have? I get 5. Now 2 will go use so. I go take the money, train the remaining 3. The kingdom of Ijoba Arun Lanle. Baba, see, if Ijoba Arun Leo. Now when I die, I go Ijoba Arun. What's I see for this world there? Even to go there Ijoba Arun self now, that one self no easy. I have seen that before. Okay, I haven't seen that before. I have heard that before. So, as you call on Lord you, God time is the best. Say, when is the God times? See, you wait, you pray, say, don't provoke me. Oh. I have 7 children. The same I use just 1. We'll use the money we take down. When we use that one for money ritual, we use that one to train the rest. Even ourselves, we do joke with ourselves. Poor people. When I was growing up, I was like that. So sure you get. Even I'm still very poor right now. But thank God, say it wasn't like I'm no longer where I used to be. Sure you get. Anyway, when we were younger, we used to joke among ourselves. Say, Ogbeni, Omo Epu Ogon. Say, Baba, is it Jare? You see that my papa? The madman just dey born. Then he lost his job and all of that. He became a useless man. Now we are like 14 of us. 14 of you. Or more. If now maybe your papa, I go just use one of you for money ritual. So I go take the money, train the rest of you. Don't lie. It doesn't make it not that we meant that. So it's just like kids, poor kids who are having a chat, talking about their lives and poverty around them and all, lack of opportunities and all that. You just have to drop it and say, well, or if I be your papa, I go just use one of you for money ritual. I will go use that money to train the rest of them. Poverty, weaponized one. Strong men. Lost, Tí ebi bá pa èèyàn. Ibi tẹ́bi bá pa ẹ́ gidi gan. You see, when they are doing prayer that may we not eat from our enemy. See, in the name of God, you will not eat from your enemy. You will not eat from the hand of your enemy. It is not a prayer that everybody should say amen to. Because if your friends no cook, now your enemy they cook. Baba, you go chop amu. Literally, I'm talking about food now. I'm not, maybe other things too. And that is exactly why they are weaponizing poverty in Nigeria. They can use it on anybody. Even the fear of poverty alone. Go make a bishop. Say, I'm a gbebonio. Bishop go carry sacrifice. Bishop, shh. It is a burnt offering for my Lord. It is a burnt offering. Wash your mouth too. Don't interrupt the God's work. Babalawo, you go see Babalawo, we go shout the blood of Jesus. Say, blood of Jesus, where am I? Now, that may sound funny to you, but just think about it. What hunger can make people do. Even people you think are better off. You have no idea how much this thing is eating people in that country. Hunger, they kill people. Somebody said, you will still be walking on the street and somebody go collapse. He say, hey, ambulance, let's take him to hospital. Let's take him to hospital. He say, bros, please come close. Sir, Shewa, okay, let us get you an ambulance. We need to take you to hospital. No, bros, come. Now hunger. I'm very, very hungry. I can no longer walk. Nothing is wrong with me. Nothing is wrong with me. It's hunger, sir. Okay, it's hunger. Sorry, we thought it's a serious medical. It's hunger, sir. Hunger. Say, okay. Hey, don't call ambulance. Call that woman where they sell food there. Hey, woman, come give her rice. Give her rice and stew and everything. It's going to be all right. They give her food. He said, thank you, sir. Everybody gathers around and say, sorry, Sorry, oh. Man, this country, Sha. When I saw him when he fell, I didn't, and you look nice, sir. You are looking okay. I'm not okay, man. I am not okay. All these things you are saying, I don't know why this poverty is here to show on me. It's not allowing people to help me. I'm suffering, man. I have not ate for 2 days. I fell. That's why I fell here. But you look okay, sir. Eh? Look at you. Somebody who have you have Olomilara. Yaba in Lara Musa. Koti and Lara and suffer for money. It has been like this for throughout Bukwari's time. I don't know why. My stature, even if now water I drink, I go look good. But it's man, please, I'm suffering, man. I had to run. I'm playing you scenario. Time you have to suffer me. People have told me all this. They say, "Oh, you go see shege where people go say, man, and these guys are not coming to help you, unfortunately. But I always wish you what you wish yourself. And again, our heart goes to those who are victims of the aircraft crash in Ikeja today. You know that? Did you know that a shopper actually crash landed in Ikeja today? Omo, Nigeria, man. I told you something about cruise, vibes, and inshallah. That's what they are living with. Say, Omo, if you want to survive in this Nigeria, just get data. No matter your problem, go online, you go laugh them off. When the program ends, you go back to the reality. You and you alone. Do you know what people are saying? About this thing, Sha, if I say this subsidy removal safe, now blessing in disguise, so because not too many cars on the road, not too many people around that Ikeja. So what would have happened? If it was like a normal busy day, I was like, anyway, that kind of makes sense too, like makes sense. Like it would have been a serious disaster. I have that clip. So a company, an office in Ikeja, captured the CCTV of that company, captured the landing. I can't share that with you. It was like a movie. Exploded. This is the aftermath. So we sympathize with those who are victims and we wish them quick recovery. Just an add-on. Extra, Jara. Somebody said that only God knows how I was when I was in secondary school. I was a very good guy, like I was a very funny guy. I don't know if I was funny, but I actually made people laugh a lot. Do you want me to tell you that story quickly? See, if Benga Deboye didn't die, you know Benga Deboye? If he didn't die, you would have known me before now. I would have been maybe a radio presenter. I was so dead sure I was going to be a presenter because I love Benga Deboye, And you know why I loved him? He will crack you joke when he's discussing serious political convo, like political issue or leadership, or when he's talking about religion, how people get swayed, deceived by religion. And he invested so much time that he learned about everything, right? Any language he's interested in talking about, not he will go and learn about them. If this religion is what he wants to kind of, so that he will be able to connect with everyone associated with all of this. If you are Christians, Benga Deboye has a way of connecting with you by understanding that religion. If you are a Muslim, he has a way of connecting with you by studying that religion. And he will still pass all his messages to everybody. And you will be laughing. No offense. So I was trying to be like, well, now I am actually a self-trained Mayegun. So I'm glad that I have been able to blend them together to you, for your own likeness, right? You love it. A lot of people like it and they say, oh, Mayegun, you make my night another. I'm making my own night too. You have no idea, right? Like, oh, I'm looking forward to Mayegun tonight. I mean, I wasn't myself when I didn't see Mayegun last night. Do you think I was myself for not seeing you? We are all that illepo. You get? So at the end of the day, yeah, I have managed, okay, to build on that thing I had in me. I was a good boy. I wasn't. Then I was kind of a troublemaker too. Not a troublemaker like a violent trouble, but I'm always like, they always report me. I'm always reported. It got to a stage I felt like people just reported me for fun of it. They will report me to be punished. Like, it's just feel like, ṣé pejo meta ke Odiboni for onaro koromshe remember. You know, that kind of thing. Like, you must be up to something that we don't know. These past few days, you have not been in trouble. Okay, come here. Go and bring that cane. Why? For not being in trouble. You need to be punished for not being in trouble. Like, people get used to reporting me and, just for beating me sick. And I look so tiny. I looked so tiny. When I look back, I'm like, no wonder they cheated on me. Like, they cheated me so much. Like, but apart from that, I was a brilliant chap. I was a very smart chap and very funny. Ask my friends. They'll tell you that. Anyways, call it digression. I'm just using that to kind of buy a little more time before we call it a night. I told you I wasn't. I would have taken calls if I didn't have this much to share. Now let's go to the last part of why Kolu actually gave that speech. And what was it in there? The concluding part. I'll show you this one. Then wrap it up with you. Not wrap it up like, add some jara and we can go to bed. Kolu in a speech, the last part.
Per annum, 9% interest rate with 60 months repayment period. And then, in the same vein, we are also working in a collaboration with the labor unions to introduce a new national minimum wage for workers. I want to tell you, our workers, that this, your salary review is coming. Once we agree on the minimum wage and general upward review, we will make budget provision for it for immediate implementation. I want to use this opportunity to salute many private employers in the organized private sector who have already implemented general salary review for employees. Fellow Nigerians, this period may be hard on us, and there is no doubt that it's tough on us. But I urge you all to look beyond the present temporary pains and aim at the larger picture. All our good and helpful plans are in the works. More importantly, I know that they will work. Sadly, there was an unavoidable lag between subsidy removal and these plans coming fully online. However, we are swiftly closing the time gap. I plead with you, please have faith in our ability to deliver and in our concern for your well-being. We will get out of this turbulence, and due to the measures we have taken, Nigeria will be better equipped and able to take advantage of the future that awaits her. And in a little over 2 months, we have saved over 1 trillion naira that would have been squandered on the unproductive fuel subsidy, which only benefited smugglers and fraudsters. That money will now be used more directly and more beneficially for you and your families. For example, we shall fulfill our promise to make education more affordable to all and provide loans to higher education students who may need them. No Nigerian student will have to abandon higher education because of lack of money. Our commitment is to promote the greatest good for the greatest number of our people. On principle, we shall never falter. We are also monitoring the effect of exchange rate and inflation on gasoline prices. If and when necessary, we will intervene. I assure you, my fellow countrymen and women, that we are exiting the darkness to enter a new and glorious dawn. Now, I must get back to work.
We will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt. I bring you a message of hope. We are going to spend a lot of resources on education. We will work with you.
Lórí irọ́. I mean, it's okay if you believe them. If they do that for you, that would be great. He already said that the schools will increase their school fees. They must stop. I've told them to stop. No increase of school fees. Lórí irọ́, you will pay. Okay? All of these are put together to say, oh, we are doing something. Oh, we are rolling some things out. Baba, 2 months ago, you said subsidy was gone. You didn't do your homework. You put the entire country in a serious economic ruin and jeopardy. They are losing their money, their investment, their businesses. Now you are back with, we need all of us to pay sacrifice. Sacrifice, he kill you, dear, call you. Because I don't even know how much of that sacrifice he's making himself. You know, it's not probably making any. You know, he's not making any. But again, I wish I could spend longer with you. But don't worry, we'll do more tomorrow. I'm back. And I'm glad that we had no issue today. So to those of you who stayed up to this moment, to those of you who are cracked up, that you laughed, don't ever let the real message be lost on you. Bokwari, who stole Nigeria money to protect Niger, is lost out in the scheme of things there. America, France wants Nigeria to lead the regional proxy war. Two puppets, or should I say puppets, fighting for their two puppeteers. Kolu should not go and drag Nigeria into a war that at first is none of our business. It's none of Nigerians' business. It's not. You know why I said that? Because as Nigeria right now, they can drag your children into this. And since America is involved and the rest, it will just be more bloodier. Brothers killing brothers for political position to satisfy their colonial needs and all that. Kolu shouldn't dare it. People don't talk them anyway. But if they begin to kidnap people, I beg anybody will know American visa. I have a brother. I would like to send him there. I would rather have him go there and fight as an American soldier. Yeah. I have a brother. He's a very tall guy. Tall. My own blood brother. Tall. Lucky and all that. I would rather him go and fight one of these American soldier, whatever, than for him to be lured into fighting Americans, proxy war in Africa, in Niger. I don't even know if that actually make any sense anyway, but please just don't do it. In case all of you don't know, it's also going to be an avenue for Kolu and his friends to further deplete your resources by prosecuting a war that is none of our business. Or maybe it is. Maybe it is not. Or Kolu, looking for legitimacy with the compromise that America has on him. He will do whatever they want him to do. And he will do it in a way that it will look like, well, is government acting? The West Africans, ECOWAS, that did not do anything to Burkina Faso, did nothing to Mali, did nothing to Guinea-Conakry. Suddenly, it is Niger Republic, whose business relationship with Nigeria is total at it's less than 250 million. And that is why we're going to have to go and buy weapons of billions of dollars to go. I mean, just don't do it. But if you have to do it, okay, for those who are saying that there will be a declaration of war, Mayegun General, when that war starts, I will be your correspondence. You can join me. I'll tell you more about it when that time comes. But if you are going to follow my advice, call you. America legitimacy will not even make you look like a president to anybody in Nigeria who doesn't want you, who never wanted you. Okay? And for those West African countries where those who are their rulers are changing the law because they got elected in what's supposed to be a democracy. When they got the power, they started changing the constitutions. They started rigging elections and they started going after their oppositions. Of course, they are inviting military coup to their countries. Nigeria is not far from it. It's not because some of you will say military should come and take over in Nigeria. That's not how it works. The civilians are already laying the footpath for a military takeover in Nigeria. Okay? Disputed election, controversial election, rigged election, manipulation, and then at the same time using abuse of office of those who emerge as your political office holders through this democratic nonsense. Everybody can see that corrupt country. So they are already planting the seed of military takeover in Nigeria and so many other African countries too. So don't come around after you rig election and then suddenly turn around and be like you are against military rigging or military coup. There is also civilian coup. So when they happen, handle your own case, okay? Don't drag anybody into any war because we all know military don't just happen without the failed democratic politicians. And in all honesty, as worse as you can say all these criminals are, I advise you, please, don't support military coup, even though you may not have a say or control over it. But Baba, don't pray for military coup. That's all I can say. Or be careful of what you wish for or what you pray for. Break up Nigeria, save us from all this stress. But military coup, Anyway, thank you. Okay, there are also developments going on in Eastern Nigeria. IPOB, sit at home, propaganda here and there, threat here and there. You know why I choose not to delve into them? Not because I can't. I have discovered that things have gotten so messy that people are only interested in who is right and who is wrong, not what is right. So for those who are kind of asking me to say something about Simon Ekpa, the IPOB, the sit-at-home, the criminal politicians in the Eastern Nigeria, the Nigeria, and all these things that are happening, the reason why I won't say anything on it until the day I see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out is that a lot of you are not interested in what is right. You are only interested in who is right and who is wrong. And I'm not going to be party to that. Again, I will see you some other time. This is where we're going to do the curtains. I wish you what you wish yourselves, and I will see you again. Until then, please, you can still like the broadcast, share it, even subscribe, so that when next we meet, you have a chance to get a notification that Mayegun to today. I'll see you later. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun Diary, Diary political. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ máyégún.
Máyégún dáyàrí náà ibi number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu.
Máyégún dáyàrí náà ibi number one.
Àní máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Máyégún dáyàrí náà ibi number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Àyè.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.